Welcome to Saitechinfo channel, students. Today we will be discussing about the human digestive system. First, let me introduce the contents of the chapter. We will be discussing about the human digestive system, digestion of the food, absorption of the digested food, and the disorders of the digestive system. So digestion is basically the breaking down of the complex macromolecules to the absorbable form. So it consists of the alimentary canal from the mouth to the anus and the associated digestive glands. So the alimentary canal starts with the oral cavity in the mouth, in which we have the teeth and the tongue. This is followed by the pharynx, which is a common space both for the windpipe and the food pipe. So the the food pipe then leads to the stomach, in which the food is stored at least for 4 to 5 hours. And there is also the liver, gallbladder, and the pancreas. The food from the stomach then enters the small intestine. The small intestine consists of the three parts: the duodenum, ileum, and the jejunum. This further leads to the large intestine, which consists of cecum, colon, and the rectum. So the colon has different parts like ascending colon, transverse colon, descending colon, and the sigmoidal colon. The descending colon then leads to the rectum and to the anus, and there is a vestigial organ present near the cecum, which is the appendix. So to summarize, we know that the digestive system is a breakdown of complex macromolecules to the simplest forms, and it consists of the various organs in the alimentary canal with the associated digestive glands that produces enzyme to digest the food. Inside the oral or the buccal cavity, we have the teeth and the tongue. The tongue is a muscular tissue that is attached to the floor of the mouth by frenulum. Now, on the surface of the tongue, we have a papillae, which are the little bumps on the tongue, helping in gripping the food while mastication. And these papillae, they contain the taste buds that help in sensing the taste of various foods. Humans have 32 teeth that is being arranged inside the oral cavity, and the arrangement is known as a dentition. The teeth that is being embedded inside the socket of jaw, and this type of dentition arrangement is called the thecodont. And every human have milk teeth in their early part of their life, which is being replaced by the permanent teeth, and this type of dentition is called as a diphyodont. And we have four different types of teeth: incisors, canine, premolars, and molars, and this is arranged inside the mouth in the order 2123 slash 2123 on each side of the mouth in the upper and the lower jaw. So the 2123 denotes the incisor, which is followed by one canine, that is followed by two premolars, followed by three numbers of molars in each side of the mouth. So the oral cavity leads to the pharynx, and this is a common passage for the windpipe, that is a trachea, and the food pipe, which is the esophagus. So we have epiglottis, which is a tiny flap that helps in preventing the food from entering into the glottis, that is the opening of the windpipe. So to summarize, we have the tongue and the teeth in the oral cavity. This is followed by the pharynx and towards the esophagus. We have 32 teeth arranged inside the oral cavity, and we have three different dentition: thecodont, diphyodont, and the heterodont. And the tongue is a muscular tissue which is attached by frenulum, and it has a papillae that has a little bumps too, and to help in gripping the food, and it also contains the taste buds. The esophagus or the food pipe opens into the stomach. The stomach has different regions. It opens in the cardiac region, It has a fundus and the major part body and the pyloric region. And the movement of the food in and out of the stomach is being regulated by two sphincter. The movement of food from the esophagus into the stomach is regulated by the gastroesophageal sphincter, whereas the movement from the stomach to the duodenum is being regulated by the pyloric sphincter. So the stomach opens into the intestine. The intestine contains the small intestine and the large intestine. In the small intestine, we have the C-shaped duodenum, long coiled jejunum, and the highly coiled ileum. This is followed by the large intestine. Large intestine has the cecum, colon, rectum, and then the anus. So the cecum, it is a blind sac that has a symbiotic microorganisms, and there is also a vestigial organ here which is the appendix. The colon has a transverse colon, ascending colon, descending colon, and the sigmoidal colon. The descending colon, it then leads to the rectum, and from the rectum we have the anus, which is a excretory organ of the body. To summarize, we have in the stomach we have different portions of the different regions of the stomach, and it has two different sphincter. Intestine, we have the small intestine and the large intestine, and each has three parts. The small intestine has a duodenum, jejunum, and the ileum, whereas the large intestine has cecum, colon, rectum, and which then leads to the